This is Mike from fearshop.com. Make sure you like this video and leave your comments. Also, subscribe to the channel and set up notifications so you know when the next video drops. Let's get into it. Today we're talking about the top 10 horror movies of 2018. It was a very good year for horror. We had the return of Michael Myers with Halloween, surprises with Bird Box and Hereditary, and some surprises that we always find when you look hard enough in the horror genre. Before we get into the top 10 list, let's have a look at some of the honorable mentions. The Meg. Jason Statham and Bing Lee star in this big budget film. It's not an amazing movie by any means. The dialogue's not very good. The film redoes what other similar films did better. At the end of the day, I had to pick a fifth honorable mention. I guess I did not have to, but this is it. If you watch it, do not get angry with me, but you should watch it. Most people hate it, but I found it tolerable. The First Purge. Little-known director Gerald McMurray directed this one. Most will say that they jumped the shark in this series, and most of those are right. The series is tired, but there were a few interesting roles in this movie, none of which were more awesome than Lex Scott Davis to watch. She was intriguing, the story chugged along, did not make the top 10, but it's definitely watchable. The Nun. Corin Hardy's The Nun was a decent movie. It's not entirely what you want it to be. There were more opportunities lost and taken advantage of ultimately. With that being said, it's still a decent movie. The events take place before Annabelle Creation, 2017's movie, making it the first movie chronologically in the film series. Although the opening scenes of Annabelle Creation take place before The Nun, the rest occur afterwards. While The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2 are based on allegedly true events, this film's story is entirely made up by the filmmakers. Unfriended Dark Web. Steven Susko's only directorial credit yet. He is credited for writing Hellfest, Texas Chainsaw 3D, The Grudge, and The Grudge 2. This is a cliche movie with all the elements you would expect. The younger crowd seems to eat this one up. It's not bad, it's just not top 10 material. The original Unfriended made a ton of money. You knew the sequel had to come from that. They tried to recreate the same magic. They made money, but nowhere near the first one did. And the last honorable mention is Annihilation. The director of Ex Machina, Alex Garland, directs a film with Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Tessa Thompson. Not bad for a cast. Annihilation's a really atmospheric film with some plot holes, but it has style and it keeps the viewer engaged. Now, on to our top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 is Hellfest. From the director of Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension and producer of multiple Paranormal Activities films before it, Gregory Plotkin brings you a slasher film with an atmospheric backdrop. Hellfest is about a group of friends who get VIP tickets to a traveling amusement park named Hellfest. The horror theme park has levels of madness where the scares increase if the visitor dares to go there. A masked killer is introduced and we get a decent ride. Of course, I'm a little partial towards slashers, but this one had a lot of decent parts to it. Number 9, Upgrade. Leigh Whannell executive produced all the Saw films since the original. He also directed Insidious Chapter 3 and will direct The Invisible Man and Escape from New York. Upgrade was his second directorial effort and is a little fun movie. It's barely a horror movie, but it's nonetheless listed as horror, action, sci-fi, and thriller. With all the genres, it will be all over the place. Ultimately, it's a $5 million film that looks like it cost a lot more, and it's intriguing during its entire run. Number 8, Revenge. Revenge is listed as 2017 at IMDb, but was not released until May of 2018. Coralie Fargeat's feature-length directorial debut is a French film where a girl-turned-destroyer lights up the screen with a bunch of gore. It's a fun ride that should not be missed. Number 7, The Predator. Shane Black has helmed Iron Man 3 and The Nice Guys, now you can add The Predator to that list. Fred Decker, yes, that Fred Decker that wrote Night of the Creeps, Monster Squad, House 2, The Second Story, and Ricochet, writes his first theatrical release in 25 years with The Predator. People love to hate this movie. At the end of the day, you have to separate this movie from the original Predator to appreciate it as a decent film. People are hating all over this film. Sure, it's different, but it's also not a bad standalone film. Number 6, The Strangers Prey at Night. A sequel to The Strangers 10 years later. It's another film that people are hating on immensely. A lot of people hated The Strangers when it came out as well. I found this to be a creepy movie. Home invasion is about as real as it gets in horror. Could it have been better? Sure. It was far from horrible though. I'm not sure how many times I'll watch it again, but I'm not sorry for having watched it. Number 5, A Quiet Place. John Krasinski, best known as either Jack Ryan or Jim Halpert from The Office for nearly 200 episodes, brings us A Quiet Place and its soon-to-be sequel. It's been interesting to watch his career explode. He's a hell of an actor. Add Emily Blunt to A Quiet Place and you have a film similar in nature to Bird Box, but still very cool. The concept is awesome. The story was executed very well. I wonder how to make a movie more effective when the plot is to not make a sound, but A Quiet Place did actually work. Number 4, Summer of '84. Summer of '84 is a coming-of-age mystery film with a killer ending. It's a fun little film with a tone shift at the end and an interesting 80s theme. Not sure how it relates to people that did not live through the 80s, but that part truly resonated with me. At the same time, I enjoyed the ending. A lot of people do not like the movie for the same reason. At the end of the day, make up your mind yourself and just watch the film. Number 3, Hereditary. Ari Aster brought us Hereditary and then Midsommar more recently, both of which genre fans are loving. Hereditary practically became an instant classic with fans. It's a slow, tense film that showcases what horror can be when you think out of the box. There's so many things going on from early on. Fans have heard this film plenty already, so I'm not sure what else I can say. You should have already watched Hereditary. If not, do so now. Number 2, Bird Box. A Netflix film with an amazing concept similar to A Quiet Place starring Sandra Bullock. While the concept of A Quiet Place is intriguing, there's something way more frightening when you're unable to see what's in front of you. I'm not even sure if I was surprised by Bird Box because of how highly touted it was. I'm happy to say it did not disappoint. Bird Box cannot help but make you think about how scared you would feel if opening your eyes meant the end. And number 1, Halloween. While I loved Bird Box and any other year would have been number 1, the reality is that Halloween is back. Not only did Michael Myers return, but it was actually a really good film. The characters are interesting, and the story of Laurie Strode makes a ton of sense. The end of the film had the audience cheering, and it was an amazing experience. The kills are great, and the film was fun. There's a couple questionable moments, like how the directors of a documentary get their hands on Michael's mask, but you have to throw some of those things out when watching horror films from time to time. All in all, it was just amazing to see Michael back, and like I said, the film was actually just really good. Of course, I'm a little biased towards Michael, but so be it. So that wraps this one up. I want to hear from you. Post your top 10 horror movies from 2018 in the comments. Let me know which movies in my list you agree with and which ones you disagree with. That's it for this episode. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you subscribe. But most of all, make sure you keep it horror.